We're here with Congressman Barney Frank, who's just hosted the most amazing lunch with a great surprise of having Michelle Obama speak for us. How did you pull off such a big surprise?
To be honest, she volunteered. I think it's a recognition that Democrats understand both the political and moral value of fairness and of fighting discrimination. And I had the first of these lunches I organized 4 years ago, and this was a greater success. There's been more movement to include us and in the party, and we're now fully involved. And the Obama people heard about it and asked if we would like her to come, and that was the easiest question to answer I'd ever heard.
Now, last weekend, when Senator Obama announced his pick for vice president, being Senator Joe Biden, we're wondering, what was your initial reaction to that pick?
I thought it was a very good pick because I think Joe Biden brings to the ticket a sense of seriousness about foreign policy that's become a political necessity as well as a governmental one. And he also, I think, Senator Obama passed the first test of presidential candidates that they don't always pass. Pick a vice president who could be president. Don't make it all about politics. And he clearly picked a man whom he has confidence would be a very good president, as I do. He's been a very strong supporter. He was, of course, a very important man in trying to keep anti-gay people off the Supreme Court. And that was when he was chairman of the Judiciary Committee. Joe Biden's record has been great, and Joe Biden's been there early. So we are very confident that he will, along with Senator Obama, be for equality. You know, we should make people understand nobody's looking for special privileges. Nobody's even looking here for affirmative action, although I think that makes sense in the racial case. All people want is for our sexual orientation or our gender identity to be our business and nobody else's. And I think we have in this ticket two very talented senators who've shown how committed they are to it, as opposed to John McCain, who is politer than some of the other people in his party, but has never, ever voted to advance our ability to be treated equally.
With that clear distinction, do you think it will be easy by the end of the week for the Democrats to come out of their convention united this week?
Oh, yes. I know that there are this and that fussing about who ought to be nominated and, who used the wrong fork at dinner and who didn't vet whom. The stakes here, whether or not you stay in Iraq indefinitely and spend all that money and have all that loss of life, whether or not you get serious about global warming, whether or not you address the need for an extended healthcare system, those things are so important that I believe let me put it this way, the best efforts of the media notwithstanding, all these minor squabbles will soon be forgotten and we'll get to an election on the issues.
And despite other squabbles within the LGBT community, you showed strong leadership in beginning the education initiative that you spoke of for a united ENDA by holding the first ever transgender testimony for Congress. How was that able to be accomplished?
Well, because we have in Nancy Pelosi and Steny Hoyer, a Speaker and Majority Leader, who fully share our commitment. And we were always for trying to include people with transgender. We filed the bill. We then, to our disappointment, found that there was opposition. And instead of, frankly, grumbling about it and whining about it, we said, well, we better change it. And you change it in two ways. You help members of Congress learn about the issue, and you help lobby them. And I wish, frankly, that people in the transgender community got that better. They haven't, frankly, done the job I'd like to of calling them members of the House. They think if they call Nancy Pelosi or me or Chairman Miller, we can work miracles. We can't. We need them to help lobby their people. But it did seem to us that, well, let me put it this way. I filed a gay rights bill for the first time in Massachusetts 36 years ago, 1972. I wasn't out then, but I didn't have to be Sherlock Holmes to guess it. I knew that the problem was that gay people made my colleagues uncomfortable. And part of what we had to do was to get them over it. Well, I understand now that transgender issues make some people uncomfortable. And I said in the hearing, you know what? People like me used to make you uncomfortable, you get over it. Trust me, you're going to get over it with these people too once you get to know them. So we did think that was part of the process.